Hello, dear students. Welcome to TAV Moyle Public School. I hope you are doing great with the chapter of fabric from fiber. This is the first video of this. This is rather the second video of this chapter. Previously, we have studied about fabrics. What a fabric? Fabric is nothing but a piece of a cloth. That fabric is made from fiber. Fiber is a thin thread-like structure. That fiber can be obtained from plants as well as animals. So those which are obtained from plants, certain examples were cotton, jute. Those fibers which are obtained from animals were wool. So we have even seen in previous videos about how wools are obtained from different animals, the different process. So based on the similar concept, we will study about silk. Now, as you know that air is a poor conductor of heat, whatever heat we have, that heat are being accumulated. It does these fibers, basically those fibers, does not allow air to escape from that portion, because of which we feel warm. Since air is a poor conductor of heat, that does not allow heat to pass through. So this fibers, basically those fibers, animal fibers like wool, silk, that does not allow air to escape. Whatever heat we are generating, this fibers does not allow that heat to escape into the atmosphere. Because of the reason we feel warm. So here in this video we will see what exactly silk are, how are they produced. So what is silk? Silk is an animal fiber. Here I'm saying animal fiber. Why is it so? Because it is obtained from silkworm. Silkworm is there. This silkworm in mulberry leaves weaves around to secrete a proteaginous substance, and as slowly and steadily with the atmosphere, that proteaginous substance react to form a silk. That is nothing but a strong thread like structure, that is a silk. So silk is nothing but a fiber, soft fiber sort of thing. Thread like structure, fiber means a thread like structure which is soft. Lustrous means it can be easily moved from one it can be easily lustrous means it can be easily moved from one place with a one rhythm. Like animals' hair, silk does not conduct heat. As I was telling just now, like animal hair, silk does not conduct heat. So it keeps you warm in winter. So because of the reason, it keeps you warm. So the rearing of silkworm to obtain silk is known as sericulture. Now, in previous video, I told what you mean by rearing. Rearing means simply taking care of these insects in order to obtain silk, that is rearing. So when we take care about this insect to obtain silk, that is rearing. So the rearing of silkworm to obtain silk is given by specific name, that is sericulture. As I was telling, this is nothing but a silkworm. This is a silkworm, this is a mulberry leaves, and this is extracted, this silkworm extracted this substance. So this soft thin like fibers is nothing but a silk. So from this silk we obtained these sort of fibers, and from these fibers we obtained this sort of silk. So this silk is obtained from this portion. So we will see how exactly it goes. Now, life cycle of a silk moth. As you can see, this is a silk moth. So what exactly the life cycle of a silk moth does? So this is basically a female silk moth which lays hundreds or thousands of eggs on mulberry leaves. As you can see, this is a mulberry leaves. This silk moth lays hundreds and thousands of eggs on this mulberry leaves. So female silk moth lays eggs on mulberry trees. That is the first stage of life cycle of a silk moth. This is it is laying eggs over here. So this is the first one, and as the stage 2 says that eggs hatch into larva. Here this, as you can see, as one eggs are given, there are thousands and thousands of eggs. So these small eggs hatch into larva to obtain this caterpillar sort of thing. So this is nothing but a larva, which is nothing but caterpillar. the egg hatch into larva, and this larva is known as caterpillar. This is larva, which is nothing but a caterpillar. So this is the first stage, this is the second stage. First, this mulberry leaves, thousand of eggs gets hatched into larva. This is nothing but a caterpillar. This is the second stage. Now, third stage, that is pupa. So that caterpillar larva grows to become pupa. How it grows? By simply eating this mulberry leaves. So basically, this process is carried in a particular season where there is a enough amount of mulberry leaves. Then only this process would be occurring. If there is no perfect atmosphere, then these leaves won't grow, and because these leaves won't grow, this larva couldn't eat, and because this larva couldn't eat, it cannot produce silk. So third stage, larva grows to become pupa. By eating that leaves, it starts weaving net around itself to hold itself. So after eating that mulberry leaves, that larva moves in an eight manner and secretes proteaginous substance. It develops, in that process, it develops a net around itself. That caterpillar develops a net around its body. It moves its head from one side to another, making a figure 8. It moves in a figure 8. In that figure 8, that larva or that caterpillar secretes proteaginous compounds. It secretes movement. It secretes protein which solidifies when exposed to air. So when this protein gets solidified when exposed to air, so caterpillar spin to cover itself with silk fiber. Caterpillar continue its spinning process, and that caterpillar cover its whole body with silk fiber. So that covering, and when caterpillar cover its whole body with that silk fiber to develop a stage, that silk covering is nothing but a cocoon. As you can see, this is a larva, this is a pupa stage. This pupa stage develops a small, as you can see, this caterpillar surrounds the entire leaves. It starts eating this leaf, and in that leaf is develop a white sort of thing. White thing is nothing but a pupa. That is a silk. That process where insects is there which surround itself with a net structure. That net structure where black insect and white silk is there. That stage is known as cocoon. So stage 4 says that after further development, the pupa enters into adult stage and emerges out from cocoon as a moth. After a certain duration of time, that caterpillar emerges out from that cocoon, that white portion, and becomes a caterpillar, and it flies away. This is the fourth stage, and in that process, the cocoon is kept there and there. So that process continues, and we obtained that white thing. That white thing is nothing but a silk. Now here we can see again with certain flowcharts I have drawn over here. Reeling of silkworm. This is a silkworm which is laying thousands and thousands of eggs on this mulberry leaves. So how we can obtain silk from silk moth? So what we as a farmer does first, reeling of silkworm, which means the silkworm are forcefully or are collected in an atmosphere so that silk can be obtained. So where mulberry are there, perfect climatic conditions are given to this silk moth, so that in order that insects can produce silk. So eggs are collected in paper cloth under specific hygienic condition and temperature and pressure. So these eggs are being collected either in paper or a cloth. This silk or these eggs are kept under perfect temperature and pressure. So these eggs are kept in mulberry leaves, where these eggs hatch into larva to produce caterpillar. That larva is nothing but a caterpillar, and that caterpillar starts eating that mulberry leaves. caterpillar eats lots and lots of mulberry leaves, and caterpillar eats a lot of mulberry leaves. So after eating that mulberry leaves, caterpillar stops eating after 6 weeks, and after 6 weeks, it's develop into bamboo chamber, and it's surround itself with a white thing. And after certain days, that insects flies away to form caterpillar, leaving behind that cocoon portion. That cocoon are being collected over here, that is reeling. So this process is reeling. The collection of cocoon over here, that is reeling. Now as you can see, the cocoons are collected and exposed to a steam. So these cocoons are collected and they are given with certain steam. So silk fibers are then separated. So this cocoon are being separated. So that complete process where the cocoons are collected and given steam, and those cocoons are separated into small fibers. So collectively this process is known as reeling. Till those cocoons are made into small thin fibers, that till that process it is known as reeling. So when the fibers are collected from this cocoon portion, that fibers are being dyed. Dyeing means simply adding color to that fibers. So silk fibers are dyed with different colors. As you can see, these are silk fibers. They are dyed with different colors: purple, green, blue, and so on. This is the second stage, spinning and weaving. As you can see, spinning and weaving of this colored dyed fiber are being done by different farmers or different workers to obtain silk. Silk fibers are spin over here to obtain silk cloth. I hope you have understood this concept. Thank you.